Sorry if I'm talking a bit too much. I'll try to do it as fast as I can. Next to last creatures is just two creatures that I just had, one of each. The first one being Fabled Hero, and the second of being Brimaz. I will not go over Brimaz very much, because I just picked him because I had him. I pulled him out of the booster, and I just think he's overpowered. Like 3/4 Vigilance for 3 cost is, in my opinion, just overpowered. I see no reason. Why not? I shouldn't run of these, since he's better than all of these cards in himself. Like, I would definitely not play more than like if I had 4, I would not play a playset of him, since he do not fit in the strategy at all. But since I only have 1, there is almost no situation where he is a drawback. But he is filling out 1 slot, and if I had something more beneficial for the strategy to put in, I would not hesitate taking him out, since it's all about the strategy. In my opinion, since even though I'm a new Magic player, it's clear for me that you should do anything that could help the strategy, and not make put such filler cards in it, like Brimaz. Now the second card does indeed fill out the strategy. It's Fabled Hero. He's very strong. You probably all know him. He's 3 cost 2 planes, which is kind of bad. Actually, can be very bad. Like in turn 3, you have to have a dual color, a planes, or 2 planes, which is sometimes that doesn't happen. Like rarely, it will happen sometimes, but most of the time it doesn't happen. And even though you play him on turn 3, he has a very scary drawback, and that is actually not himself, but that he will die. he will certainly die. Playing him on turn 3, like if you're on the draw, then your opponent is on turn 4, and he will probably have something that can deal with this. If not, he's turn 3, and he will probably also have something that can deal with this. So what I suggest is that you wait a turn, so you have protection. You have 1 extra mana to protect him, and that just makes him more slower. So the big drawback about this card is it's very slow, and Heroic is about building up your card through the game, and the sooner you get started, the better, and the later you get started, the worse. So I think this guy is very slow, but like you can't argue with the double strike. It's very powerful. This is a game ender. But I also probably only run 2 of this guy, even if I had 4. So that's it for the creatures. Just comment down if you have any suggestion, what you think about the creature base. I think it's personally, I think it's very good. I'm very happy. The one big flaw I can see is the Phalanx Leader. I don't really like playing one of guys, especially not an aggro deck. I would actually gladly change him out for Favored Hoplites. Second, with the Eidolon of Countless Battles. Here I would also play 4, but I would not take all my Hopeful Eidolons out. They are actually very useful in many cases, like just a stable card. So we'll probably just take 1 out, and then maybe take Brimaz and Phalanx Leader or something out. I don't really know yet. Like I said, this deck is still in a bit of the development, even though I have played some Friday Night Magic tournaments with it, and it went actually very fine. I still think it can be a lot better if I just get some other cards, right cards, to put in the deck. Now, that was 18 creatures. Now we have 20 spells left. And the spells are a very important part of the deck in Heroic, since they are the main thing that are dealing damage to your opponent. Yes, I know that your Akroan Skyguard is dealing the damage, but it's the spell that makes him strong. So you should pick your spells wisely, and you should pick your spells so that they will benefit you the most way in winning the game directly through buffing your heroic creatures. These cards all does that, but while I am running 11 enchantments, or should I say I run 11 instants, and I run, I think, I can't remember, but something about 9 enchantments. Some players like to run many enchantments, I think that it's very beneficial also to run a lot of instants, since I use a lot of protective instant spells which help my creatures stay on the board, but I will get back to that. But this is certainly not only enchantments, since I think that enchantments has a lot of drawbacks, since they are proactives, and while proactive abilities usually are stronger individually, they will not actually, in my opinion, be as strong as reactive abilities in most cases. So let's get started. I've rambled enough. We start with 4 Ordeals of Thassa. 4 Ordeals of Thassa. The Ordeal of Thassa, Ordeals in general, are super nice in heroic decks. I should not put it in the light. This is because you can easily get the sacrifice trigger off. And I should go over what this card does specifically. When you sacrifice this creature, when you attack with a creature that have 3/1/1 counters on it, then you must sacrifice it. When you sacrifice it, you can draw 2 cards. This is insanely good, since drawing 2 cards, 2 for 1, like it's a divination, essentially, just for 1 mana less. That in itself is good. The second great thing about it is it does trigger an heroic effect, of course, because it's a spell, and every time your creature attack, it gets a counter. So this is easily a 2+ counter, 2/1/1 counters, and 2 cards for 2 mana, which is just insanely good. This is the only drawing engine in the game, but this is, in my opinion, a so good drawing engine that I'm actually not. I don't really know if I should be running any more drawing engines. You should always play this spell on a creature that has that has a 1/1 counter on before you play it. Sorry for my bad English, by the way, but play this guy on any heroic dude and Akroan and Hoplite, just as long as it already has a 1/1 creature, 1/1 counter on it. The reason is why you don't want to play this on an empty heroic creature, give it 1/1 counter and then swing so it gets a 2/2, because in the next turn your opponent will probably kill this before you can get the sacrifice off. If you play this on a creature already that already had a 1/1 counter on it, it gives a 1/1 counter, so now it has 2 counters, and you attack for the third, and instantly. It's just when you attack with it, it doesn't need to deal damage or anything, so you instantly get 2 cards. This is the safest method of gaining 2 cards, and it is a very safe method. You will have no problem getting this trigger off. The next 2 cards we are running are 2 of Aqueous Form. Now, Aqueous Form is just an amazing spell. I think before I ran 4 of them, but I got convinced that a 4 might be a bit too much. I am still, however, holding on to the 2. People tell me not to play this card. I cannot see why I shouldn't play at least 2 of it. It's an enchantment, it's an heroic trigger. In the end, this is what the deck is about, giving heroic trigger. It is extremely cheap for what it does. It makes your creature unblockable, which is just so nice. Maybe sometimes this can be a bit much too all-in, like I've noticed in Magic many times people are just like ignoring my creature anyways, when it's like you attack with your 2/2 Akroan Skyguard, your 3/3 Hoplite, they're just like, oh well, I'll take 3 damage. But when they are 6/6 and you play this on the guy and their whole army of monsters are just meaningless and useless in blocking, they will get scared. Like this will get serious. Like, it's not a very good spell in the beginning of the game, but it's an amazing finisher, I think. And also it's just very good against opponents that play a lot of monsters, and I tend to find that many people does that, like expecting to block the Hoplite and expecting to block the Skyguard, even though it's flying, of course. But yeah, but so if they have a large minion shield, this is just good. It just makes your damage consistent. You can swing every turn. the second great thing about it is the scry. It's so amazing. Like every time you attack, you get scry 1. Like it's just awesome. Not discarding those land, putting them on the bottom of your deck away with the lands. Like it's really amazing, and the like it's just a solid card. I can see why you would not run 4 of them, but 2 of them I think is extremely good. Like I would never consider tossing these cards out yet, at least. The next card is 2 copies of Ordeal of Heliod. This card is also before I lowered Aqueous Form to 2 cards. I actually sideboarded Ordeal of Heliod, but I just found that like the Ordeal of Thassa, I went over it. The trigger is extremely easy to get, and the trigger is kind of fun. Gaining 10 life, while it does not impact the board and your hand very much, like Ordeal of Thassa, it does give you 10 life, and 10 life is actually a lot in Magic. I have found gaining 10 life can save you a couple of turns. It's just easy to surprise the enemy. They don't expect you just gaining 10 life, and they can just, the surprise element of this card is very big, and it's like it's so easy to get that I think you almost should have run it. Now I don't run 4 of this guy because while it's very good for winning races and in keeping you in the game, this card is not good against a deck that doesn't attack. Still, in worst case, it gives 2 or 3 heroic triggers, which is still very good. Or not 2 or 3 heroic triggers, but 3 counters, 2 or 3 counters, which is still very good by itself. So yeah. Also, it's an enchantment which provides buff for the Eidolon of countless battles. The last enchantment I have is the Spear of Heliod. The Spear of Heliod is a card I'm not that sure about. I like it. I would probably run 2 just to make it more consistent. 1 of random cards is, I don't really tend to like 1 of random cards, but still though, the 1+1+ aura is just nice. It's just nice playing. Your heroic creatures just died, and you need to settle up and get 1 rolling really fast before you lose the tempo. And this guy just helps gaining 1 heroic trigger the instant you play it. Like it's the same as getting one heroic trigger. You play your Akroan Skyguard, it's instantly a 2/2 instead of a 1/1. Having a 1/1, playing a 1/1 late in the game can be very dangerous and seem very useless. This, if you have this on the board, it's instantly a 2/2. It's just very nice, very helpful in most cases. It's like a lifesaver ability that will save you. The tap ability, while I have only used it a couple of times playing this deck, it still is what it is. It will help you get the jobs done. It will help you remove those dangerous creatures, and like this is just a lifesaver card, not contributing very much to the win condition, but contributing very much to the not losing condition. So yeah, and it's also a nice filler. Like if you don't have anything to play, you can play this and feel good about yourself.